I'ma blow. I don't ever slow up. I stay young, no I never grow up. I keep working to the point I throw up. And if you cross me, it was good to know you.
Alright, welcome back. I was attending my crops this past week. But let's do a quick update here. So, what do we have here? Alright, everyone's excited about crypto. I mean, everyone is FOMO buying, complete degenerates, gambling. It's out of control. Dogecoin being pumped by the richest man in the world. It's basically a pump and dump. It's worth more than Ford, eBay, like a bunch of companies. And this is what you get. Like, you guys need to understand, cryptos are a byproduct of just endless money printing. And it doesn't end. The crazy trading, the 16-year-olds in their basements getting rich, and everyone getting rewarded for being idiots until the money printing ends. And the money printing's probably not going to end until it's forced upon them, which will be just astronomical prices for everyday living. And the masses just had enough. Now, I know they have contingency plans, new digital currencies, which is like the Fed coin, this and that, which is nonsense because it's no different than the current digital system. So they're going to have to back it by something. And I'll talk about the news later. We had the Chinese yuan. They're talking about backing it with metals. But, you know, a lot of people feel like they're missing out. They're not getting rich because, I don't know, they didn't buy endless altcoin shitcoins. Bitcoin, I mean, it went to 60,000. If you bought the March COVID dip low of around, 3,000-4,000, you did really, really well, but you would have had to put in still a decent amount of, you would have had to risk some capital, right? Especially at that time. If you remember back, hindsight's 2020. At that time, we weren't even aware of how deadly it was, right? The coof. And the last thing I was even thinking about was cryptos. But I did post in NewsRoom, hey, if you really believe in them, this is the dip buying opportunity. Anyways, I bought ETH, but I mostly took that ETH and I just bought another altcoin. And I was buying it in the beginning of, at the end of 2019, the beginning of 2020, before I even found out about the plague, right? So that altcoin, which I'm not going to tell you what it is because I am still buying it, even after being up like 300x. That's unfathomable amount of gains. It's 30,000% gain. Listen, this thing outperformed all cryptos massively. Dogecoin, Ripple, whatever garbage you could find that pumped, this thing outperformed it. And without giving it away, and the reason, again, I'm waiting to buy another dip on it or pullback. So last week it hit all-time highs. It was up, I don't know, 4x, 5x, something from this prior dip. And, I bought all of these corrections. I bought them here. I was buying here. So, I can't talk about it. But, if you want to know about it, I'm kind of getting way more excited about it as time goes on because things are developing. It's for the private group. I want the private members to get in and load up and accumulate before this thing takes off, because it's Gatecap. Nobody knows about it. Nobody nobody talks about it. It's not even on crypto news, and there's a reason for that. That's because this thing, I believe, I could be wrong, not financial advice or anything, I do believe this thing is going to destroy all shitcoins and altcoins during the crypto bear market, whenever that comes. That could come this summer. This could be, Bitcoin may have hit its all-time high, or maybe it's going to correct and then it's going to make new all-time highs later this year. I'm not certain about that. I think that's very possible that we're going to get a correction in cryptos in the coming weeks into midsummer, and then all of a sudden they're going to ramp up and go even higher, and that's because, well, they can't stop the printing presses. Either way, I want something. There's no other crypto that does well, that's not correlated to other cryptos or even the stock market. This one is completely decorrelated. It does its own thing, and it's designed to do that. And without giving it away, there's so much I could talk about. And it's very, very, it's a type of crypto that it's exciting all the time. There's a bunch of metrics on it, bunch of websites you could look up, and you could, let's just say it has a very good stickiness to it. It's not a game or anything like that, but there's metrics you could constantly look at. So, and it's exciting. And every day you could check up on it and you could see you're making money, basically. But because it's not correlated to the rest of the crypto market, matter of fact, it's probably going to do even better in a bear market, because it's going to suck the capital like a vacuum out of all of these altcoins, which 99% have no utility or real purpose. I can see this thing going another 100x, no problem. Another 500x, maybe another 1000x, maybe. Listen, right now it's under 2 cents and it's pulled back. I think this thing is going to go to $1. Easy. And then maybe some more. But in order for that to happen, a lot of things do have to happen and properly happen. And then once mainstream finds out about it, once Wall Street finds out about this thing, they're going to love it. They're going to love, let's just say, it could easily suck up like retirement funds and the bond market. And if you know anything about economics in the current environment, you can't find yield anywhere in the world. Not with bonds, not with CDs and this and that. So I think this thing was designed. It was the original design of it is from the legacy system, financial system. It's just been put into crypto. So I really don't care about these pump and dump altcoins or even Bitcoin or Ethereum, wherever it's going. If Ethereum goes literally to $5,000, I don't care. I've already made more in gains. And matter of fact, I'll probably make even more. If Dogecoin goes to $1, it still doesn't outperform the crypto I've been talking about for a year and a half, a little longer, before it even launched. This thing's brand new. It hasn't even been trading for a year and a half, and nobody knows about it. And that's another reason why I'm not openly talking about it, because I want the private members to accumulate while they can before this crypto becomes popular. Because once it becomes popular, it's over. And if you didn't buy any, you missed out. Like on the enormous wealth transfer. I'm talking like, just throwing pocket change in, and then in the end, it's worth like houses and, Lambos. So people are like, why won't you talk about crypto and do TA on crypto? Because we're all FOMO buying and we feel like we're missing out. I'm not missing out. The private members are missing out. It's just that I really don't. I don't want to talk about the other cryptos. I really don't. Frankly, I don't care because I'm doing so well. And I know if there's a bear market in crypto, I'm going to do even better. If the bull market in crypto keeps going, then I do good as well anyways. It doesn't matter. I'm doing good in crypto. I'm outperforming all crypto. And this is just the beginning. And I'm still, listen, it's pretty insane if you hold something and it's gone up over 300x for you and you're still buying. What does that tell you? That tells you you're still early if you maybe decide to risk some pocket change and capital with this. Because I think if you're trading NFTs, GIFs, and meme cryptos, and proof of work is just wasteful. It takes. I don't want to get into it and piss people off, but I think this one is the cream of the crop. There's nothing else like it out there, crypto-wise. And I know everyone says that about their cryptos, but you guys need to understand. I've known about Bitcoin since 2010. I'm an OG, all right? And I also happen to know economics. And I also been trading for over a decade stocks and looking at balance sheets and knowing how shit works. It's kind of like a hobby for me. And when it's a hobby, it's fun and you really learn what you're teaching yourself from the world and books and there's a reason why I'm really attracted to this. It's not just because I have some and I got in real early. By the way, when you got in real early, that's when the risk was the highest. Because you weren't sure what you were getting into. It's brand new and there's FUD surrounding it. And everyone's, saying it's never going to work and this and that. Well, they said the same thing about Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that, right? And look what happened. All you had to do was just sit on your hands and not hit the sell button, and you'd be a multimillionaire. Well, this might be one of those again. Like I've held other cryptos that I've held millions. For example, I've had millions of Cardano. It's over $1 now. All right. Did I sit on it? No, because there's no projects on it. I wasn't willing to wait. It was too risky to wait. And you never know when they come down with, massive regs, and you don't know if someone's going to rug pull or the project doesn't work. And, it's funny. The project really, no one's on it still today. Do the prices justify, do the valuations justify the project? Absolutely not. It's just crazy speculation, wash trading by exchanges, gamblers, and degenerates pushing up the prices of anything that just sounds cool, and retail investors who don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're just pushing up the price. What if a crypto comes along that actually does do something amazing? Because that sucks in smart money. And then the retail investors and degenerates will come along later on when this thing does another 100x or 500x or whatever. All right. So those are my thoughts on crypto. I'm doing great. We're doing great in the private group. All right, let's talk about the markets and the news. Well, let's look at charts. I'll talk about news last. Let's change it up. Alright, so since my last video and a few videos prior to that, I said, guys, I'm scaling in. I am dollar cost averaging in. I'm getting back into the mining stocks. I'm buying and buying. Meanwhile, everyone's screaming, no, this is going to be deflationary. The DXY, the dollar's it's going to break 100. The milkshake theory. And I'm like, no. that has already played out. I've been watching that. All right, first of all, disclaimer, right? Not financial advice. Consult your licensed financial advisor before doing anything. Everything I say here is just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. You shouldn't listen to me. I'm just talking out loud and giving you guys my opinion. And do not invest anything you're not willing to lose or lose sleep over. Everything's extremely volatile, extremely risky. I highly suggest you do not use leverage if you are like not a sophisticated, seasoned investor and trader, right? So, look, VIX is, I mean, it's been crushed. Yeah, I've held some as a hedge. I haven't really added to the VIX as of yet, as of recent in the past few weeks. I'm just gonna, I don't know, see what happens here. The S&P 500, these are weekly charts, by the way. It's very close to making an all-time high. It probably will this week, and then the FOMO kicks in again. The Dow Jones has been making all-time highs as of the last few months, and that's because of the infrastructure build-out. See, the Dow Jones industrial stocks are supposed to be, and the infrastructure build-out should positively reflect in the industrial companies and their shares, right? Again, here's gold. It's almost at $1,800. It's probably going to hit $1,800 this week. Its low was what? At 1670, 1667, 1670. And people are like, oh my God, gold's going to fall to $1,300. Everyone's freaking out. I'm like, guys, I'm buying. This is the time to buy. Everyone's panicking. Awesome. It's the time to buy. I'm a contrarian. And when you see these YouTubers come out, there's always one big YouTuber comes out with some BS theory, and then everyone in the private group and in my chat start sharing that information, and then I have to go around and put out the fire and debate everyone. I'm like, stay the course. Stay the course. That's how you get... Like, I've been through this multiple times. I stayed the course. I bought the dip in mining stocks and gold and silver in the past few weeks. We're almost back up at 1,800. Doing great. I bought leveraged stocks as well. Or ETFs. Alright, here's the yield curve. Or the 10-year. I think they're going to push down yields. The MACD is about to cross to the downside on the MACD, the oscillator down here for the 10-year yield. So I think yields might drop for a few months. Hopefully they could drop back down to 1 or whatever. This will keep propping up and just continuing the housing bubble. And lumber is going to, like a 2x4 is going to be worth like $100 pretty soon at this rate. I'm not saying that literally, I'm just joking, but I don't know. Lumber is just, it's unbelievable. The housing bubble, unbelievable. People are just moving out of, blue areas and cities and just, it's madness. This makes 2007, 2008 look like nothing. And then that crashes. Well, actually, in 2004 and 5 and early 2000s was when the mania of the housing bubble was really taken off. Well, we're pretty much there again. So yields are going to drop. So your mortgage, to get a mortgage, it's going to be easier to buy a house. So the prices of homes are going to keep exploding. Especially as unrest keeps happening in areas, in the densely populated areas, as I've talked about in the past. Look at the DXY, the deflationarists came out when gold just had a nice pullback, and they said that it was going to explode higher. I don't know. I don't really see that happening. It can't even test the 200-week moving average. Can it pop up a little bit again and maybe test the 200-week moving average again? Sure. But the moving average is starting to drop. So the next time it tests it, it'll be around the 93 handle, or at the highest maybe 93.5 handle. And then it'll probably test it. It will not break it. And it'll get rejected. And then the DXY will fall back down. Because if you understand the economics and dynamics going on here, to keep the music playing, you got to keep turning up the volume. Which is, you got to keep printing and doing QE. They're already talking about UBI. They're talking about giving people free money every month for every kid they have. So now we're going to get a population explosion. Great. I don't know. We live in madness, and it scares the shit out of me, to be honest. I don't know when this all falls apart and ends. It's going to be horrific. But in the meantime, I mean, I say use it for your own advantage. Get rich while you can. This is it. This is the opportunity to do it. Because in the future, it'll be the haves and the haves not. And then that'll be it. And then it'll take decades for everything to normalize. Let's take a look at gold and silver. Oh, actually, the purple line here, this is oil. Let's look at WTI. So it pulled back a little bit. Now it's going back up. People are starting to travel. It's summer. The weather is warm. People want to get out. They want to go camping, fishing, go to amusement parks, visit family members. Oil's going to, who knows how high it's going to go this summer. $100 a barrel by the end of the year would not surprise me. Alright, let's look at gold and silver. Wrong chart. Well, this is gold. Just a simple chart. As you can see here, this is starting to look like, I mean, it'd be weird, but it looks like a giant cup and handle. As soon as gold gets back up to 1900 an ounce, it's a giant cup and handle. It's going to break out and just moon. Your mining stocks are going to start doing 10x moves again this summer. Alright. So as everyone right now is jumping into all-time highs in cryptos are probably going to correct this summer. And then gold and silver is going to break out, make new all-time highs. And then the mining stocks are going to do 10x moves, 15x moves, this and that this summer. While everyone else kind of gets slaughtered in the altcoins and crypto. And then maybe it'll flip. Late summer going into fall. Cryptos rebound. And then maybe metals sell off again. It's the perfect I don't want to say arbitrage. But it's a great way to play these markets. So when crypto pulls back, my mining stocks are exploding. I take some profits off the mining stocks. And then I jump and then I buy the dip on the cryptos. And then ride the cryptos higher. Then I take profits on the cryptos. Then I jump back into the mining stocks. Like, it's crazy. I'm not saying I'm even doing that because I have. Yeah, I am. Not to a crazy extent, but I've managed to play that pretty well. Where's the other chart? Alright, here we go. So on the left here is gold, the weekly chart. I had a 9 buy signal. It was bouncing off the 100-week moving average. And the RSI was way oversold. So were my other momentum indicators. All of them oversold on the weekly. Look at this one. Alright, so, and this one. All of them. Super oversold. MACD is about to do a bullish cross to the upside. Divergence to the upside. And is breaking out. Gold is right now. And it could easily, very quickly, return to its previous all-time high. And you're going to see some explosive moves in the mining sector and the ETFs. Silver. It's been holding strong. There's literally shortages globally. Makes sense, right? You can't, like I said, they could only do so much manipulation on the paper markets, because once there's a shortage of the physical and you need it for manufacturing, like chips, like there's a huge shortage in semiconductors, right? And chips, which use silver for the manufacturing of it. Wonder if there's anything to do with it, because the mint, the mints are like out. Australia's is out. There's a lot of shortages going on. It's hard to find product because the financial sector bought it up already. Silver. So $50 this summer. That's a conservative, in my opinion, view of it. So if silver does 100% move, which doesn't sound like a lot to you degenerate gamblers, well, the mining stocks do a 10x then, because it's like a leverage to the physical movement of price, right? So like I said in my last video, the last train is leaving the station for the giant wealth transfer, in my opinion. Could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Maybe metals crash and everything's gonna be rainbows and butterflies and whatever. And you know, the tech stocks do another whatever crazy move. NASDAQ keeps going doubles, and then the mining, like, none of that makes sense to me because I've watched commodities. We're doing infrastructure build out globally. There's also China's Silk Road, and then there's, you know, a lot of disagreements among nations right now going on as well. That's very bullish for metals. Things are pretty hot in Eastern Europe right now. Also, of course, the Middle East. So if things heat up in those regions, and even in, you know, the Pacific oceans and all those islands and Taiwan above Australia, big imperial powers are making big moves, and there's definitely a shift in global superiority. And when there's tensions happening, metals are, at the end of the day, the ultimate safe haven. That's where Wall Street will run when they freak out and panic. By the way, I've seen Bitcoin very highly correlated to the stock market. So if the stock market dumps, that could easily dump cryptos. Except for that one crypto, my crypto. All right. Let's take a look at the news a little bit. Hopefully my sound is not messing up. I think I fixed it. So Adeli doing 30,000 in revenue is worth 100 million because someone issued shares of them. Hilarious. But just shows you that the lunacy we have in today's capital markets from endless, money print. Here again, if you read this title, there's just, a lot of uncertainty geopolitically. But this is what really caught my attention, is China preparing a gold-backed yuan. Beijing greenlights purchases of billions in bullion. That's a game changer for gold and silver. That could easily make gold go to 3,000, like, by midsummer. And then who knows, by the end of the year. And that would blow up the paper suppression or the dumping of paper gold 8 in the morning, Monday, every day. 8 in the morning before the 9:30 open, Mondays. Because if you pay attention, it happens every time. Every freaking Monday morning, they dump metals like clockwork as soon as the COMEX opens or trades. Yeah, so there's just a lot going on. I don't want to talk about everything because I don't want my channel, it's already, my channel can't grow unless you guys share my stuff. It's unfortunate. I'd probably have over 100,000 followers by this time, and you know, maybe I could change the world a little bit. But I guess I am shadow. I'm gatekept as well, so I'm just gonna not talk about certain things. I will make more private videos in the private newsroom, where I'm completely not holding back or biting my tongue, and you guys seem to really enjoy those because I really tell you what's happening. And yeah. Oh, uranium. Uranium's gonna do amazing. I have a bunch of uranium stocks. One of them is just, it's up, you know, like 300x or whatever. By the way, X means 100%. So 10x is 1,000% gain. So minus the, you know, 1x because of the principal for buying it. So if you bought, okay, you bought a stock at $10, it goes to $100. That's a 10x. You had a 9x gain for you noobs. So when I'm talking 10x, 15x, that's like unheard of shit. That's like on Wall Street, like that, you're known as like, you know, some god if you could pull that off in 1 year. That's why cryptos, a lot of people are, that's why people go, that's why the degenerates go to cryptos, because nowhere else can you find something that goes up 10 times its value in such a short period of time. And that's why a lot of people are going to lose all their money, because it's addicting. Once you get that first, guys, I've been through these bull runs in altcoins, all right? Super addicting. Once you get that first 10x, oh man, you can't help yourself. You're just going to go into everything. And then one day it's just going to just dump. And then you're just not going to know what to do. And then you're like, no, this is a dip buy. Then it keeps dumping. And then it keeps dumping. You keep buying the dip. And then all of a sudden you've ran out of money. And then it's like another 2-year bear market. And then you finally give in and sell at the bottom. And then everyone else sells at the bottom. They lose all their money. And then it goes back up. And that's what these pump and dumps do. But there's one crypto that can save all these degenerates from themselves. All right. Anyways, smash some likes, share my channel, go and join the private group, go to my website before this train takes off for metals, miners, and my one crypto. And 220 is it's kind of like the fee to get in. Then you get an upload. But then to get all the updates and all the new stuff and to be in the private group, it's $20 a month. And it should pay for itself and then some more. If people would have listened to me with the crypto and the mining stocks, like when I first started talking about them 2 years ago, they would be very, very happy right now. Like looking real good. But, you know, you still have to make your own decisions. You still have to talk to your own financial advisor before doing anything. And everyone's situation is different from each other's, right? Some people can risk more money. Some people can't. Some people don't have a lot to risk. Some people do. It's life. You got to do what you got to do. When I first started investing and trading, I was like, what did I invest first? I don't even know. I mean, the first stocks I bought, I was like really young. I was still in high school. But when I really started getting serious about investing, I started with $700. So I started small, but you know, you got to start somewhere. All right, guys. Until next time.